Hello everyone, and of course today we are doing another Omnitrix or Omnimatrix video. But before we start, I would like to say to all of you, if you want to see more videos like this or similar Ben 10 content or even other content, then please go ahead, subscribe, give this video a like, and also join the Discord, well, if you want, that is. Anyway, going on to our Omnimatrix today, we are going to be talking about specifically the Kirintrix. The Kirintrix itself is made by this good old gal named Kiri Kirin. She is on YouTube. You can go ahead and look at her stuff. She has stuff about her, AU itself, that being Alien Origins. She also has many other Ben 10, theory videos among all that. So go ahead and over to their, YouTube channel and give them, subscribe, like their videos, all that. Now, continuing on to the, Kirintrix itself, we're going to talk about the in-universe, creator of the Kirintrix itself, that being Arios, or I think that's how you say it. You can correct me in the comments if you want. Anarios wanted to, leave something behind for his descendants, before his eventual death. So he specifically left behind the Kirintrix, or the true Shazar Shael. Again, you can correct me in the comments. I don't know how to pronounce this stuff. Kiri, of course, eventually found the device and started using it to kick alien butt. First, before we get to the, Kirintrix itself, I want to talk about the specific way the Kirintrix actually allows the user to transform, and that is through harnessed corrodium. We all know what regular corrodium does. It kind of messes with living beings, like humans, and turns them into these weird purple monstrosities. Harnessed corrodium, in fact, does not do this. What it instead does is that it can store DNA specifically. So, for example, what it can do is that it can store the DNA of, let's say, a Tetramand. Later, if another race, let's say a human, touches the rock, it will then gain mutations, random mutations, from the Tetramand. So green skin, maybe multiple arms, stuff like that. Going on to the actual Kirintrix itself, because of its corrodium core, or harnessed corrodium core, it allows the user to transform into many different alien transformations. Now, at the beginning, this was mainly, the Inur aliens, because this did actually come from the Inur system, because, it was made by a Thept Kufan, so just telling you that beforehand. But anyway, the way it actually stores DNA is through these harnessed corrodium, crystals. Tiny little crystals. And what it specifically does is scans the DNA of the intended subject, and then stores it on these crystals, and then sends it off to a special place, which I will get to in a little bit. The way you actually get to these transformations is through these buttons that you see all over the Kirintrix. Some of them actually are capable of shifting either playlists or the aliens inside of a playlist, so she can, pick the alien that she wants. Going on to the different modes, of course, we have, transformation mode, which every Omnitrix has. We also have scanning mode, which the Kirintrix does differently, as it always has an extra empty crystal so that it can scan DNA and then send it off to something called the All Bank, which is similar to Primus but for crystals, and is kind of a catacomb, but whatever. Next, of course, we have Ultimate Mode, which, I'm pretty sure you all know what Ultimate Mode means. It basically allows her to transform into ultimate transformations. She can either do this just flat out and just go right into them, or do them from the transformation itself. Of course, there is also a fusion mode, which you can guess what that means, and a roulette mode, which, if you've seen that very specific episode of Ben 10, it basically just throws a roulette of different aliens. So, yeah. Now, to finish up the Kirintrix itself, we will now be talking about a few of its transformations, which there are a lot of, unlike a lot of the, Omnitrixes that we have talked about before. So let's get started. One of the first transformations that we're going to talk about is Kiri's, Cannonbolt transformation, that being called Wrecking Brawl, which is very easy to talk about since, it's basically just Cannonbolt, so we'll just go on to the next one. So the design is good. The next alien transformation we're going to talk about is, Kiri's Transalien transformation, also known as Shock Punk, which I do like the design. I mean, there's not really much to say. I do like the hair, the pants are a nice, touch, and overall it's not really that bad of a transformation, but I'll save that for the shorts. But this is a good transformation, I like it. Another very familiar alien species is her Theptklufon transformation, also known as Titan Kophum. I can't really pronounce it right. I do really like this transformation, and it is drastically different in a good way away from the actual normal design. It still keeps that sort of Egyptian feel without actually, being way too like the original, which I do like. Going on to the last two transformations, we got a bunny-themed transformation called Rubber Bun. They are, in terms of powers, a kind of cross between, a normal bunny type, species and Luffy. As in, they can stretch around, and also apparently can, manipulate electricity to an extent to kind of give you a shock through their, hands or feet. So, yeah, a very interesting transformation, and the design is immaculate. Definitely, very cute. Now, one of Kiri's most strongest aliens, and probably one of the most scary, is Dead of Night. Now, I do know that, they kind of look like they're related to, Chromastome or Diamond Head, but to my knowledge, they are not, and might be some other thing entirely. They're their own separate species. What they come from, we do not know, but all that we know is that they are extremely fragile, but have a very strong ability where they can kind of just erase anything in their general area and have very horrible personalities, to the point that it even affects a Omnitrix or Omnimatrix user, in the case with Kiri. If you want more context on this transformation, you might want to go to Kiri's channel, because, they have some stuff about this one. Scary. And that will be all for this video. There is a lot more I could have talked about, with the whole Kirintrix universe and how things work and all that, but I'll let that, be told by Kiri herself. Speaking of, you guys should go over to her channel, as, she does do a lot of Ben 10 stuff, theory, craft, the works. Go over and, give her a subscribe, like the videos, watch the videos, as they even give you a little bit more context on the whole Kirintrix universe, and maybe even talks about stuff that I didn't really go into big depth or focused on too much in this video. So go ahead and, watch their videos, subscribe, all that. Of course, before you go, you can go ahead and give a like and subscribe to, me and this video. If you really like the video in general, or more things like it, I might make more in the future. But if you want to, talk with me or other people who also like similar things like Ben 10 or other things, you can join the Discord, which is also down in the description. So anyway, I hope you guys have a nice day, and goodbye.